Mackinaw, a small island located in Lake Huron. Is this small island worth visiting? And if so, what are the top things to see and do on this island to have the best experience possible? Well, after visiting multiple times with my wife, Allie, in this video, we are going to share with you our top 5 favorite sightseeing destinations and activities on Mackinac Island so you can have the best experience possible. And we believe that Mackinac Island is not just one of the top destinations in Michigan, but one of the top destinations in the Midwest of the United States. So I hope you're excited. Let's go ahead and get to it. For sightseeing destination number 1, we have, of course, Fort Mackinac, which you can actually see as you're taking your ferry either from Mackinaw City or St. Ignace into the Mackinac Island port. And this fort was originally built by the British and then taken over by the United States and was a fort up until the 1800s, where it then was converted into a tourist attraction. And it is absolutely worth visiting and one of my favorite places on the island and one of my favorite forts in the United States. So first, the actual fort itself is beautiful. You have beautiful views of the Mackinaw City and Lake Huron. And of course, inside of the fort, you'll learn so much more about the island's history, about, of course, the fort. It's really fun, a lot of different kind of interactive elements there. And the last time that we visited, we were able to see a live rifle firing demonstration and learn a little bit more how warfare took place in the 17 and 1800s, which was really, really eye-opening and so neat, talking to the different soldiers and people in the fort, all dressed up and even kind of acting as they would in the past, which is really, really neat. And another quick point that I want to make is a lot of people will actually confuse Fort Mackinac for Fort Michilimackinac. So Fort Michilimackinac is located on Mackinaw City, basically on the mainland. Fort Mackinac is located on the island. Both are definitely worth visiting, but here we're kind of focusing on the island, and just so you kind of know for planning purposes. Now moving on to sightseeing destination number 2, which may seem a little bit obvious but is important, is the actual city on Mackinac Island. So of course, as you're taking your ferry into the port, you will inevitably pass through the city at some point, but it's definitely worth taking some time to walk around or bicycle around or take a horse carriage around, because it's this beautiful small colonial village. It's a very interesting place as well because you'll likely see more bicycles and horses than you've ever seen anywhere else, which gives us this very unique vibe. People there are super nice, so it's a great place to kind of walk around, go to the different kind of shops, and especially Mackinac Island is known for its fudge. So we definitely recommend replenishing some of those calories that you burned at the fort with some fudge, and we especially recommend Joanne's Fudge, which we believe is the best fudge on Mackinac Island. And if you're looking for a great place to eat in town, we highly recommend Kingston Kitchen, which is this Jamaican Mackinaw style restaurant with amazing jerk chicken, white fish, and a bunch of other great entrees and refreshments. We've checked it out and it's a great place, so highly recommend Kingston Kitchen. Moving a little bit outside of town, we arrive at sightseeing destination number 3, which is Mackinac Island's Grand Hotel, which is this large, majestic hotel known for having the longest porch on Earth, which is really impressive, and you can't help but notice this beautiful hotel as you are coming in on your ferry into the port, and you don't have to stay at the hotel to enjoy it. Now, the hotel offers many different eclectic and very interesting styled rooms. It is a bit more expensive to stay, of course, because of its kind of status, but what you can do is go up and walk like Allie and I did, or take a bike or horse carriage ride to the hotel entrance. You can get some photos and selfies outside there and just kind of admire the hotel from a distance. Or you can pay $10 per person and actually walk along the longest porch in the world, which is totally worth stopping, in my opinion, even if you're not staying at the hotel. And for sightseeing destination number 4, that you may have never heard about before, is Small Island Lighthouse. So yes, it's an island outside of an island. So when you're on the island of Mackinac and you look out, you can see kind of this red lighthouse on its own little kind of patch of land in the distance. And you can actually go and get very, very close to this lighthouse, which a lot of people don't know, by going on a kayak tour. So we recommend Great Turtle Kayak Tours. We're not affiliated with them. We've gone with them and had a great experience and reasonable rates and everything like that. And basically you can go in with a group into your kayaks and go basically around some key parts of Mackinac Island. You can see these old railroads that were now covered by water, where they used to actually kind of bring some different train carts up into the island. Some other kind of interesting facts about a Swedish cult that was there on the island at one point, and some other really cool things. And as part of that, part of this tour can actually go to the small island lighthouse and get a much closer look. We were fortunate enough to actually get a drone shot of the lighthouse, and from that angle, it looked like something out of the Caribbean. These beautiful, greenish blue, crystal clear waters. So consider taking a kayak tour for a couple of hours and seeing the lighthouse. Now, saving my personal favorite for last, we moved to sightseeing destination number 5, which is Arch Rock and the Mackinac Island State Park. So like I mentioned before, there are no cars allowed on Mackinac Island, which is why there are so many bikes and horse carriages to kind of take you around. So one of my favorite activities, actually my favorite activity on Mackinac Island, is to take a bike around the perimeter of the island. And right around the perimeter, there's an entire bike trail. So you can literally bike or jog all the way around the island. And not too far outside of town, you'll arrive at the stairs to what is called Arch Rock, which is simply this arched, geographical structure kind of up in the hill a little bit. So you can basically take, it's about like 300 steps, I think, up to this point. And from there, you can kind of look through the arch, obviously get some selfies, and see the crystal clear, beautiful water of Lake Huron there, kind of down below. You can kind of see around all of the Great Lake, and it's this beautiful vantage point, really peaceful. And along with that, not just Arch Rock, but kind of the whole surrounding area is just peaceful, beautiful, tranquil. If you're going in the summertime, which is obviously peak season for Mackinac Island, you can stop off the side of the road and actually go swimming into the water. And kind of depending on the time, we went once and it was freezing cold in July. We went in August and the water was like perfect. So it kind of depends, but really just a magical time. And a little tip about taking bikes is you'll need to kind of plan this carefully, but we especially like taking bikes toward the very end of the day. So during kind of peak season, the last time that you have to kind of, check in your rented bike back into the town is around 8:50, right before 9 p.m., right? So you can kind of get your bike back and make sure you get on the last ferry, either back to Mackinaw City where you came from or St. Ignace. And what we like to do is a few hours before, 9 p.m., we'll actually start our bike journey around the island because there's a lot less people. The sun begins to set, so the colors start changing. You have the gold during golden hour kind of hitting the trail, and it's amazing. I wish I was there right now, honestly. It's such a beautiful place. And honestly, if I couldn't go biking around the island, I don't know if I'd like Mackinac Island nearly as much. And there are even more fun experiences that this seemingly tiny island have to offer. But these would absolutely be our top 5. And if you enjoyed this video, we think that you'll love this video that's somewhere on our screen, where Ali and I vlogged our entire journey and adventure the last time that we visited Mackinac Island, going through all these activities that we just mentioned. Then go ahead and click on that video. And as always, thanks so much for watching. God bless, and look forward to seeing you in the next one.